Hi, Eryka. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. We have an exciting topic today, and it is actually a topic that one of our escape artist readers emailed me about and asked us to speak on. So today we are going to talk about privacy coins, because this person wanted to know why we were not discussing privacy coins. As she said, they are superior to Bitcoin when it comes to privacy and freedom. So Eryka, can you inform us on Bitcoin or on privacy coins today?
Yeah, absolutely. So privacy is one of those interesting topics because sometimes when we talk about privacy, people think that that person that wants to be private has something to hide, but that's not true. It's not necessarily that they have something to hide. It gives you the freedom to express controversial opinions. Your readers would probably appreciate this, but in 1984, what he said was that the only place that he felt like he had privacy was in his mind because there was recordings everywhere. And if we think that people who want privacy have something to hide and we are against them, then we're going to see ourselves go down a slippery slope pretty quickly. It really is just a fundamental right people should be able to exercise without needing to justify why they need to do so. Now, Bitcoin, a lot of people think that it is private and it's anonymous. It's really not, right? Bitcoin is what I like to consider pseudonymous. Very similar to gold, it can be private, but you have to be very particular in how you enter and exit the system, just like with gold, in order to do so. So some of the most famous privacy coins are Monero, Zcash, Verge, and Pirate Chain. Secret Network is also another great private blockchain because it allows you to do smart contracts on top of it. Now, the difference between this is the Bitcoin is a public blockchain. Every single transaction that you make is posted to the network via the block explorer. And you can even argue that Bitcoin is more public than your bank account because anyone can view it. And so let me show you, share my screen, and then I can show you exactly what the block explorer looks like and why it is more public than your bank account. So this is blockchain.com, right? On blockchain.com, I can view a couple different explorers. The Bitcoin Explorer, I can view Ethereum and Bitcoin Cash Explorer. Now here you see a lot of high level statistics. You see the current price, how much is transacted in volume over the last day in Bitcoin, and just price history, the mempool size, meaning how many transactions are waiting to be confirmed. I can see the latest block was confirmed 1 minute ago. The miner that completed the hash was Antpool. And here there's a section of latest transactions. You can see it constantly updating. I can see in real time how much money is being sent through the blockchain. Now, this is the hash, kind of like a receipt number. So let's click on this one right here. Let's get a bigger one here. So this one's $1,000. You can see here a summary of this transaction. This particular transaction, they sent 0.025 Bitcoin. It is currently unconfirmed. And there's just a ton of different details involved in here. And I can see that it was sent from this wallet to this wallet. So let's go check out this wallet here. This is what's interesting is that you can, if someone sends you their wallet address, a public key like this, or they send you this link, you can paste their address into the search bar. And then at that point, you can see how much money and how many transactions that wallet has done. So for example, this wallet has one transaction, and it's basically receiving this amount of money that we originally clicked on. So I can go back and look at this wallet that sent it to it. And I can see on this wallet that it has two transactions. And what happened here was today, it was sent 0.025 Bitcoin. This wallet sent a bunch of transactions out at once, but specifically 0.25 was sent to this wallet. And almost immediately within the 2 hours, he turned it around and sent it to a different wallet. So this is why Bitcoin is not necessarily anonymous, but pseudonymous. You don't have, this is a public key, this is your address, but your name is not necessarily tied to it. However, if you know whose wallet is whose if they send it to you. Also, if this is an exchange address where you have done KYC AML to be able to access these coins, then your identity is actually directly tied to it. So this is the Bitcoin Explorer. Now I'll show you Monero Explorer, which has significantly less information on it. You look at it tells you, I mean, here we have another high level of the Monero network right now. But if I click on a hash, so like a receipt number, very similar to Bitcoin, the information that's shared on here is much, much less. Monero uses stealth addresses. It uses ring confidential transactions, which hides the amount that's sent to one another. You can even see here, confidential transactions amounts are not closed. But it tells you, this is the block height, so you can get the general time, the fee that's paid, but it doesn't show you who is sending where. It's untraceable and unlinkable, whereas Bitcoin is traceable and linkable. However, I do want to make clear that with Monero, if you're storing Monero on an exchange where you have done KYC AML in order to have those coins, then they know that Monero belongs to you, right? So if I'm opening up a Coinbase account, if I'm opening up a Kraken account and I'm buying Zcash or Monero on there, obviously those coins are sitting in my account that I only opened because I was able to provide my ID and my passport and my mailing address, the basic KYC requirements. So this is where a lot of people, and I understand what they mean, that Bitcoin is not as private. Bitcoin, the number of companies that do chain analysis, analyzing the blockchain, like I showed you, the number of companies that do that is growing and growing and growing. And they're very, very good at it too. So when I look at a company like Chain Analysis, which trains probably 50 IRS agents a week on analyzing the Bitcoin blockchain, you see that it's like something like 70, 80+% of their revenue comes from 3-letter organizations that are looking to analyze the blockchain. So when people say that, Bitcoin is used for illicit activities, that's not a good idea to use Bitcoin for illicit activities. I'll tell you a story about one of my friends got hacked. He got a phishing attack and they said, your wallet's been compromised. In order to save all your money, send it all to this address. We checked that address on the blockchain, and what you saw was multiple people from all over the world sending Bitcoin to this address. Wow. Now, that Bitcoin is no longer fungible. There's this term in the industry called the dirty Bitcoin. So what happens at that point is that if that person who stole, did the phishing attack, stole Bitcoin from a bunch of people, let's say that he has it in a wallet that he has not attached to his name via KYC or AML. Now he wants to send it because he wants to be able to spend it. So he's got to send it to a platform like Coinbase or like Kraken or like crypto.com that allows you to convert to fiat, right? So at that point, he sends it from this wallet that's been marked as dirty Bitcoin to something like Coinbase, Kraken, or crypto.com. They see, okay, this is the guy who has control of this wallet that has stolen all these coins. And at that point, he's caught, right? So it's definitely something that it kind of turns into a problem. In one sense, it's nice because it is easier to catch the nefarious activity. But at the same time, let's say that I don't know that these Bitcoins are dirty and I transact with this individual and now I have the dirty Bitcoin in my wallet and now I am, now I have Bitcoins that I can't spend. So it takes the fungibility away from cryptocurrencies, and that's definitely an issue. So a lot of people really like Monero for that reason, because Monero is you can't. It's very fungible. It's interchangeable. The history of that coin will affect the value of that coin, and that's just something that you really can't see with Monero. Monero also has interesting aspects that I really like. Bitcoin has a limited supply of 21 million. Monero has a controlled inflation schedule, and after a certain point, only a minimal amount of new Monero will be added to the network that is verified still by proof of work, so still computing power like Bitcoin. But I do like that there is a very, very small inflation schedule versus Bitcoin that has a hard stop at 21 million. So there's also other options like Zcash. So Zcash is interesting. It started in 2016, and it uses this technology called ZK Snarks, which has an opt-in privacy setting. So if you use Zcash, you can select if you want to be completely anonymous and private, or if you don't mind broadcasting your transaction to the network. That optionality is an interesting function, and the technology of ZK Snarks is very widely used. I know Ethereum is looking at it, and even JP Morgan back in 2018, they used their interbank settlement coin to use ZK Snarks to have some level of privacy for themselves. So just a lot of really interesting technology. Yeah, if you're interested in buying something like Zcash, it is offered on public exchanges. So you can buy on Kraken, on Gemini. There's even a Grayscale Zcash trust for accredited investors that allows you to participate in the price appreciation of Zcash. Now, if, like I said, though, Kraken and Gemini, they all allow people to KYC. So if you're buying it there, then that Zcash is essentially tied to your name. So there's definitely, I think, and thank you to this user that asked this, because it is important for people to understand that Bitcoin is not completely private. When you donate money, let's say, so current world situation, the truckers in Canada,
Yes.
they leaked that list of names that donated to the GoFundMe campaign. And the people that were Canadians got their bank accounts shut down because they were shown as donating to this organization. Now, donating Bitcoin to this organization, if it could lead to very similar things. I mean, you can see it's called UTXOs, the unspent transaction outputs. The way that the math works behind Bitcoin is that whatever is unspent is constantly, you can trace it, you can track it, and the technology is only getting more and more and more every single day. So privacy is definitely a human fundamental right, and using currencies like Monero and Zcash really help people be able to protect their spending habits, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're being nefarious.
That's incredible. I'm always so impressed with your knowledge, Eryka, and so grateful that you're willing to share this with our readers. You also write a column for us in Escape Artist Insiders Magazine, our monthly magazine, and your April article will also be about privacy coins, correct?
Yep. I will detail each one of the top privacy coins, in my opinion, and we'll talk about what makes them different. And I really want to make clear to everybody that Bitcoin is not private. Sometimes we're told that it's private, but it's not. It's pseudonymous. So keep that in mind.
Great. Excellent. So there will be a link in this newsletter where you can subscribe to catch that. It comes out April 1st. Don't miss it, because if you're interested at all in crypto or privacy coins, Eryka writes for us every month and her information is always fantastic.